All right, everybody, welcome back. So we're going to do a little bit of a trade review. 0 day on the SPX. Opened up the trade here where that cyan colored line is at 1:02 p.m. We had to wait for the econ to come out. There was an economic report. It was the 10-year bond, and that came out at 1. So we waited for that. And I put my order in where I've got this circle. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit. I had my order in there, but the market fell and filled me during that fall. We put on a trade using the 4305, 4315 calls, and that gave us a break even where this red line is. Let's go ahead and put that price on there so you can see it. 4307.65. Now, in these trades, I think it helps, to have that break even on there so you can kind of remember what the trade is. That's one thing we want to remember in there, and then what you need out of the market. That way, along the way, you can kind of reestablish and ask a question, like, should I still be in this trade? Am I comfortable with it? And the reason we have to do that is these 0 days, you can be in a winning trade and it will show that you're losing in your P&L, right? So after I got filled here, for an example, I sold to open at around $265. And right after I got filled, price ran up. Now my break even is way up here. So as long as it stays below the break even, I'm in a winning trade. But in that little rally right there, it actually showed that I was losing money. I was down over $100 in that little bit of a rally right there. So the P&L will really kind of freak you out. But I had that line on there. It shows me, where my break even is, and I can visually understand, okay, look, I'm not in any danger. Price is not breaking this previous high. It's not at my break even. I'm not in any danger yet. I can hold on. So we held on, and of course it started to fade off. Opened the trade at 102, and we got the first 2 lots closed at 147. I had 7 of these when I started, so I closed 2, and that was at 50% profit. Then I closed 2 more at 55. I closed 2 more at 60%, and we started to rally up in this one single candle rally right here. So, it was getting really close to power hour. I don't like to hold these into the power hour. So when it failed to fall, then I went ahead and just closed it out. I was holding on to see if we could perhaps break down one more time before 3 o'clock, and it never came. So I went ahead and got out of it. But if we zoom in a little bit, just to get some perspective here, we got to think about what it looked like when I was in the trade, not now looking back, right? So we had this low and this low. So we had an angular line there. What I had done is, instead of using those lows, I used the body. And so I was looking at something like this. And then we have an angular line across the top here. And if we pull the market across to the time where I was really thinking about getting out, this rally candle really started to cause a little bit of concern, right? We're getting this lot of flow, a lot of push to the upside. It challenged this big green bar here, and then it dojied across that angular line. And that's what we were looking at the time, right? This is, at this point, it's 230 getting into 235 here. Then we've got these outside candles, these dojis just kind of spreading out, struggling, and the dump back down. And I thought, okay, well, one last shot. If we can break down, then I'll hold on just a little bit longer. And it did not break down. and we got too close to power hour at that point. I went ahead and killed the trade. And now, I mean, you can see maybe I made the right decision, maybe not. We didn't fall down, and that's what I need. If I was going to close this trade quickly, then I would need that break to the downside. If I had not closed it, I would still be sitting here waiting to get that break down, and price is just getting more and more and more compressed, right? And the more this compression sticks, the more likely it is we're going to see a break in one direction or another. And you never quite know when you get into power hour where that break is going to go, right? Because the bonds and the dollar close at 3 o'clock. And with those out of the way, we have seen some significant moves on the day. It's just not worth the risk. So I went ahead and closed the rest of the trade down, and that gave us a net profit on the day for just this trade of $1,070, $1,075. So, not too bad. This is the third trade. We still need 7 more. I need 7 more to get the account back above the PDT requirements, because I made a withdrawal of 10K, and the goal right now is to put that 10K back in the account with these 0-day trades, $1,000 targets. Right now, I've noticed a lot of people are really getting into the 0 days, especially as I keep making these. So, maybe after we get the 10K, we still use these same trade setups and continue it, after we're done. I've been doing these trades all along. I just don't normally do them in public. I use one of the other accounts that is one of the private accounts. I don't normally share these because they're so big. They're usually so dangerous that I feel a little uncomfortable putting them out there. Let's understand what this risk is that I'm talking about, right? So this trade was $10 wide. And if you think about that $10, if I've got 265, where's the rest of that $10? Well, if 265 is my profit, then the other side is my loss or my risk, right? So if you take $10 and you subtract 265, that's how much risk we're looking at on the other end of this thing. That's $735 of risk. That's a lot of risk. So I don't really feel comfortable a lot of times putting out a trade like that, because it just seems really, really dangerous. And I'm worried that maybe somebody who doesn't have the willpower or the self-control to abandon trades that are starting to lose. And I'm just worried that people will get hurt. All right. So I do post these. I am posting these, but during the entire time that I'm in this trade, I'm also in the chat. And I'm going to continue to do that because these are really dangerous. And if you're going to be in the trade with me, you'll at least see me talking in the chat. I will be sharing updates, taking pictures of the current market environment, pointing out where I deem that there is a risk. And that way you have a better understanding of the trade that we're in. And if I get out, if I point out, that there's a loss or a risk or danger, then you would also be able to get out. Here, for an example, I posted a warning into the chat room, and I, kind of let everybody know, hey, we're in a really dangerous spot right now, and we got to really think about taking some profit off the table. And then, of course, we got the power hour, and here we are, just 5 minutes into the power hour, and the market would have started to go against us. Now, it's true, at this point, we would still be in a safe trade, technically speaking. Our break even is way up here, but I can guarantee you that this trade would be really uncomfortable if you were in it right now. In fact, we can rebuild it because the market is still open, and we can see, well, what would the trade actually be right now if we were still in the thing? Now, remember, we opened it for 265. And right now it's pricing in at 180, 185. So it wouldn't be a loser yet, but pretty close. It would already be showing you that your trade is in danger, even though we are so far away from our break even right now. Right. And all it took was a break to the upside like this to cause our trade to have danger or risk. Right. So when I'm in these, I'm going to be in the chat sharing my updates, giving you a little bit of a heads up of what's going on and letting you know if I need to get out. And one of the reasons for that is where we share our alerts for the trades. It takes me a little while to type all this up, to get it edited and get it posted. You know, if we've got the market going sideways on us and we really need to tell people, hey, get out, watch out, we got something going on. It may take me longer to type this all up than it does to just give a shout out in the chat, right? I have to change Discords. I got to put the alert in. So, you know, I just want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. These 0 days are big and that can get kind of scary, right? So we just want to make sure that you all have control and understand what's going on in the trade. So that's it. Just a nice little trade update, a little bit of review. We are now 3,000 into this goal. Need another 7,000 to go. And then, like I said, everybody seems to really like this trade setup. So, you know, we're going to continue more than likely to have these trades going on. That's it. Everybody have a good one. Be safe, and I'll see you at the next one.